What is a design system?
A design system is a shared set of principles, components, patterns, and rules that help teams build consistent products faster.
Why do design systems matter?
They improve consistency, speed up delivery, and reduce repeated design and engineering decisions.
What is the difference between a style guide and a design system?
A style guide documents visual rules, while a design system also includes reusable components, interaction guidance, and implementation details.
What are design tokens?
Design tokens are named values for color, spacing, typography, and other primitives that can be reused across tools and code.
Why are reusable components valuable?
Reusable components reduce duplication and make it easier to maintain consistency at scale.
What is component documentation?
Component documentation explains when to use a component, how it behaves, and what variants or constraints apply.
What is a pattern in a design system?
A pattern is a higher-level solution made of multiple components working together for a common use case.
Why should accessibility be built into a design system?
Accessible defaults let every team inherit better behavior instead of fixing the same issues repeatedly.
What is governance in a design system?
Governance is the process for proposing, reviewing, approving, and maintaining system changes.
Why is contribution guidance useful?
Clear contribution rules make it easier for teams to improve the system without creating chaos.
What is a source of truth in a design system?
The source of truth is the authoritative place where the current component definitions and guidance live.
What is component API design?
It is the practice of defining props, states, and variants so components are flexible without becoming confusing.
Why should variants be limited intentionally?
Too many variants make the system harder to learn, maintain, and use consistently.
What is visual consistency?
Visual consistency means products feel related because spacing, typography, color, and interaction patterns align.
What is interaction consistency?
Interaction consistency means controls behave in predictable ways across the product.
Why should teams document anti-patterns?
Anti-patterns help people see what not to do and why certain shortcuts create UX or maintenance problems.
What is system adoption?
System adoption is the degree to which product teams actually use the design system in day-to-day work.
Why does adoption fail sometimes?
Adoption often fails when the system is hard to use, poorly documented, or disconnected from product reality.
What is a component inventory?
A component inventory is a review of existing UI to identify duplication, inconsistency, and opportunities for standardization.
Why should engineers and designers co-own the system?
Shared ownership helps ensure the system is both visually coherent and technically practical.
What is versioning in a design system?
Versioning tracks changes so teams can adopt updates intentionally and manage breaking changes safely.
What is deprecation?
Deprecation is the process of marking older patterns or components as outdated and guiding teams toward replacements.
Why are examples important in design system docs?
Examples show teams how to apply abstract guidance correctly in real interfaces.
What is the relationship between a design system and brand?
A design system operationalizes brand through consistent visual and interaction decisions in the product.
What is a good design system principle?
Make the right choice the easiest choice for product teams.
Why should a design system evolve?
Products, platforms, and user needs change over time, so the system must adapt without losing coherence.
What is a practical design system metric?
Useful metrics include adoption rate, component reuse, defect reduction, and speed of delivery.
What is system debt?
System debt is the inconsistency and duplication that accumulate when teams bypass or fragment the shared patterns.
Why is naming important in design systems?
Clear naming improves discoverability, reduces misuse, and helps teams talk about UI consistently.
What is a durable design system habit?
Continuously refine the system based on real product use, not just abstract theory.
Why should design systems include content guidance?
Words shape usability too, so components often need guidance for labels, helper text, and error states.
What is a strong component quality bar?
A component is high quality when it is accessible, documented, reusable, testable, and aligned with real product needs.
What is the difference between a component library and a design system?
A component library is reusable UI code. A design system also includes principles, tokens, patterns, docs, governance, and contribution model.
What is the atomic design methodology?
Brad Frost's hierarchy: atoms, tokens, buttons, molecules, form fields, organisms, header, templates, pages, bottom-up composition.
What is an atom in atomic design?
The smallest UI building block, a button, input, icon, or single token, not useful alone but combined into molecules.
What is a molecule in atomic design?
A small group of atoms working together as a single unit, e.g., a labeled input with a helper text and error.
What is an organism in atomic design?
A complex UI section composed of molecules and atoms, e.g., a navigation bar, a card grid, a checkout form.
What is a template in atomic design?
A page-level layout that arranges organisms but with placeholder content.
What is a page in atomic design?
A concrete template populated with real content, what users actually see.
What is a primitive token?
A raw value, e.g., #0066cc, 8px, with no semantic meaning, building block for higher-level tokens.
What is a semantic token?
A token named for its role, color.text.primary, spacing.section, abstracts the primitive so themes can swap underneath.
What is an alias token?
A token pointing to another token, used to share values while preserving semantic naming for swappability.
What is a component-level token?
A token scoped to a specific component, button.color.bg primary, most flexible, hardest to govern.
What is a Tier 1 token?
The deepest layer, raw primitives. Renamed only with major version bump.
What is a Tier 2 token?
The semantic layer, what teams use most. Stable naming, swappable values per theme.
What is a Tier 3 token?
The component-specific layer, bound to a single component's needs.
What is the W3C design token spec?
A community-driven specification for a portable JSON format describing tokens, allows interchange between tools.
What is Style Dictionary?
An Amazon-built tool that transforms a single token source into platform-specific outputs, CSS, iOS, Android, etc.
What is Token Studio?
A Figma plugin for managing design tokens directly inside Figma and syncing to a code repository.
What is the single source of truth debate?
Whether design tools or code holds the canonical tokens, increasingly answered by a JSON file get managed and consumed by both.
What is a token transform?
A pipeline step that rewrites tokens, e.g., pxrem, color format conversion, for a specific platform.
What is platform parity in a design system?
Same component behavior and look across web, iOS, Android, requires per platform implementation aligned to one design source.
What is theming?
Swapping token values to produce alternative looks, dark mode, brand variations, without changing component code.
What is multi-brand theming?
A design system supporting multiple brands by swapping token sets at runtime or build time.
What is context-aware theming?
Theming that adapts to user preference, system setting, or page area, e.g., inverted hero section.
What is dark mode implementation?
Defining dark mode token values, ensuring contrast ratios, and providing component behavior changes, e.g., elevation via tint, not shadow.
What is elevation token?
A token representing perceived layering, typically encoded as a shadow stack or a tint plus blur amount.
What is a shadow token?
A composite token, offset, blur, color, representing one elevation level in a system.
What is a z-index token?
Named stacking levels, modal, dropdown, toast, so layering stays consistent without arbitrary integers scattered through code.
What is the spacing scale?
A geometric or linear progression, 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, 32, 48, 64, used everywhere to enforce visual rhythm.
What is the type scale?
A modular progression of font sizes, e.g., based on 1.25 or 1.333 ratio, for visual hierarchy.
What is a fluid type scale?
Type sizes that scale smoothly with viewport using CSS clamp, avoids fixed breakpoints.
What is the baseline grid?
A horizontal line system aligning type to a common vertical rhythm, increases polish in dense layouts.
What is the 8-point grid?
A spacing system where all values are multiples of 8, easy mental math, and aligns with most platforms' default densities.
What is the 4-point grid?
A finer grid using multiples of 4, common when smaller increments are needed, icons, dense data UI.
What is a density mode?
Compact/comfortable/spacious variants of components for different data densities, set via a token swap.
What is responsive component design?
Components that adapt internally to their container width, usually via container queries, not just viewport.
What is a container query?
A CSS feature letting a component respond to its parent's size, not the viewport, enables real component-level responsiveness.
What is intrinsic web design?
Jen Simmons framing, layouts that respond naturally to content and context, not just to breakpoints.
What is a breakpoint in a design system?
A defined viewport width at which layout shifts should be tokenized, named SM/MD/LG/XL, and used consistently.
What is fluid grid?
A grid using percentages and flexible columns that resize smoothly, foundational to modern responsive design.
What is design system documentation site?
The canonical reference site, often built with Storybook, Docosaurus, zero height, single landing place for everything.
What is Storybook?
A workshop tool for building UI components in isolation and documenting their variants, states, and controls.
What is Storybook play function?
A scripted interaction, clicks, typing, inside a story, enables visual testing of behavior.
What is chromatic?
A visual regression testing service for Storybook, captures pixel diffs to catch unintended UI changes.
What is zero height?
A design system documentation platform integrating Figma and code references with editorial content.
What is backlight?
A design system platform that hosts components, docs, tokens, and previews in one place.
What is knapsack?
An enterprise design system platform that integrates design and code workflows.
What is the Spectrum design system?
Adobe's open-source design system, multi-platform, with detailed accessibility guidance.
What is material design?
Google's design system, widely adopted, defines components, motion, and elevation across platforms.
What is carbon?
IBM's open-source design system focused on enterprise productivity software.
What is Polaris?
Shopify's design system for merchant-facing tools.
What is Lightning?
Salesforce's design system for their platform and apps.
What is Fluent?
Microsoft's design system, used across Office, Windows, and web products.
What is Primer?
GitHub's design system, deeply integrated with their product surfaces.
What is Atlassian design system?
Atlassian's system supporting Jira, Confluence, and Trello with shared tokens and components.
What is the Design Systems Coalition?
Cross-company community of design system practitioners sharing patterns, tools, and best practices.
What is a design system team?
The group that maintains the system, often a small core team plus a broader federation model.
What is the federated governance model?
Distributed contributors propose changes, a core team reviews and merges, scales beyond what one team can build.
What is the centralized governance model?
A single team owns and ships the system, fastest decisions, lowest scale.
What is the hub and spoke governance model?
A central core team plus embedded specialists in product teams, balances consistency and product fit.
What is open source governance for an internal system?
Treating the system like an OSS project, PRs, issues, releases, encourages contribution while preserving review.
What is a design system roadmap?
A public plan for what the system will deliver next, sets expectations and invites coordination.
What is a design system OKR?
Outcome-based goals, adoption rate, accessibility coverage, contribution volume, moves the team beyond shipping components.
What is an adoption metric?
Percentage of UI built with system components versus ad hoc UI, direct measure of system value capture.
What is a coverage metric?
Percentage of product needs the system can serve out of the box, surface gaps to prioritize.
What is drift in a design system?
Product UI diverging from the system over time, usually because the system was insufficient for real needs.
What is the parity gap?
The difference between what Figma and code can produce, closing it reduces design engineering friction.
What is design to code parity?
Ensuring component variants, states, and tokens match exactly between Figma library and code library.
What is code first design?
Building components in code first and reflecting them in Figma, favored when engineering velocity dominates.
What is design first design?
Designing components in Figma first and implementing in code, favored when design exploration dominates.
What is Code Connect?
A Figma feature mapping Figma components to code snippets, closes the design code parity gap.
What is production-only components?
Components that exist in code only because Figma doesn't need to represent them, e.g., infrastructure wrappers.
What is design-only components?
Components that exist for design exploration but not yet in code, should be labeled experimental to prevent premature use.
What is release train for a design system?
Predictable release cadence, e.g., minor every 2 weeks, major quarterly, so consumers can plan upgrades.
What is semantic versioning for a design system?
Major, minor patch, major signals breaking changes, minor adds non-breaking features, patch fixes bugs.
What is a breaking change in a design system?
Any change requiring consumer code changes, prop rename, prop removal, default change, behavioral shift.
What is a deprecation policy?
The published policy for how long deprecated components remain available before removal, e.g., one major version with warning.
What is deprecation warning?
A console message or visual indicator that a component is deprecated gives consumers time to migrate.
What is a code mod?
An automated transformation script that updates consumer code through a breaking change, reduces upgrade pain.
What is storybook composition?
Combining multiple storybook projects into one site, letting consumers see system plus product extensions together.
What is visual regression test?
A test comparing rendered screenshots against a known good baseline to catch unintended UI changes.
What is snapshot test?
A test comparing serialized component output to a saved snapshot, catches structural changes.
What is interaction test?
A test simulating user behavior, click, type, focus, verifies component behavior, not just appearance.
What is accessibility test?
An automated check for WCAG violations, ACS Core, catches a portion of issues, manual review still required.
What is the A11Y abbreviation?
Shorthand for accessibility, the 11 characters between A and Y.
What is WCAG?
Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, the international standard for accessibility, organized by principles and conformance levels.
What are the WCAG conformance levels?
A, must, AA, should, AAA, advanced, most public systems target AA.
What are the 4 WCAG principles?
Perceivable, operable, understandable, robust, poor, every guideline maps to one.
What is color contrast ratio?
The luminance ratio between text and background, WAG AA requires 4.5 to 1 for normal text, 3 to 1 for large text.
What is focus visible?
A clear visual indication of which element has keyboard focus, required for keyboard accessibility.
What is focus trap in modals?
Keyboard focus loops within an open modal until it closes, prevents users from tabbing into hidden background content.
What is skip navigation link?
A hidden link that appears on focus, letting keyboard users skip past header navigation, required for accessibility.
What is ARIA?
Accessible rich internet applications, a set of attributes, role, ARIA ***, that supplement HTML semantics for assistive tech.
What is the first rule of ARIA?
Don't use ARIA if a native HTML element can do the job, native semantics are more reliable.
What is ARIA label?
An attribute providing an accessible name when visible text isn't available or doesn't describe the element's purpose.
What is ARIA labeled by?
An attribute pointing to another element whose text serves as the accessible name, preferred over ARIA label when visible text exists.
What is ARIA described by?
An attribute pointing to descriptive text that supplements the accessible name, e.g., helper text on a form input.
What is ARIA live?
An attribute marking a region as dynamic so screen readers announce updates, polite, assertive.
What is a screen reader?
Assistive software that converts UI to speech or braille. Major examples include NVIDIA, JAWS, VoiceOver.
What is keyboard accessibility?
Ensuring every interactive element is reachable and operable via keyboard alone, basic accessibility requirement.
What is tab order?
The sequence keyboard focus moves through interactive elements, should match visual order and be logical.
What is a logical tab order?
Tab order follows the visual reading order. Out-of-order tabbing disorients keyboard and screen reader users.
What is touch target size guidance?
WAG AA recommends at least 24 by 24 CSS pixels, Mobile platforms recommend 44 to 48 to reduce mistaps.
What is motion reduction?
Respecting prefers reduced motion to disable or simplify animations for users who need it.
What is color contrast for non-text?
WAG AA requires 3:1 contrast for UI components, icons, focus indicators, form borders.
What is color-only conveyance anti-pattern?
Using color alone to convey state, e.g., red dot for error, must add an icon, text, or pattern for color-blind users.
What is the icon library inside a design system?
A curated set of icons with consistent stroke, size, and naming, exposed as components.
What is icon usage guidance?
Documentation on when to use which icon, paired labels, and minimum size, prevents misuse and inconsistency.
What is system component versus product component?
System components serve many products, product components serve one, usually built on top of system primitives.
What is composition over configuration?
Designing components so behavior emerges from composing smaller pieces rather than from a giant prop API.
What is a compound component pattern?
Components that work together via shared context, e.g., tabs list, tabs tab, flexible, intuitive API.
What is a slot pattern?
Components accepting named children slots so consumers can compose flexibly without exposing every prop.
What is a render prop?
A function as children pattern that lets consumers control rendering while inheriting behavior, powerful but less idiomatic in modern React.
What is headless component pattern?
Components shipping only behavior, state, aria, keyboard, with consumer-supplied markup, used by Radix UI, headless UI.
What is Radix UI?
A popular headless component library providing accessible, unstyled primitives for React.
What is headless UI?
Tailwind Labs headless component library with accessible primitives.
What is Reach UI?
An earlier headless library by Ryan Florence focused on accessibility.
What is Shadden/UI?
A pattern of copy-paste component recipes built on Radix and Tailwind, explicitly not a library, designed for customization.
What is Tailwind CSS?
A utility-first CSS framework, composes design via class names, pairs well with headless components.
What is the utility-first debate?
Whether design systems should expose components or utility classes, modern systems often blend both.
What is CSS in JS?
Styling components via JavaScript, emotion, styled components, flexible but with bundle and runtime cost.
What is CSS modules?
Locally scoped CSS classes per component, middle ground between global CSS and CSS in JS.
What is vanilla extract?
A zero runtime CSS in TypeScript library, type-safe styling compiled at build time.
What is open props?
A collection of CSS custom properties forming an open-source design token set.
What is a design token JSON?
The canonical token data structure consumed by Style Dictionary or similar, single source for all platforms.
What is Figma library?
A shared Figma file containing the system's components, accessible by team members across files.
What is library publishing in Figma?
Releasing a versioned update of the Figma library, analogous to npm publish for code.
What is variant in a Figma component?
A configurable instance with named property values, size, sm/md/lg, variant, primary/secondary.
What is auto layout in Figma?
A constraint system that mimics Flexbox, components built with auto layout adapt to content.
What is constraints in Figma?
Rules for how a layer behaves when its parent resizes, left/right/top/bottom/stretch.
What is variable in Figma?
Figma's native token primitive, values used across designs that can be theme swapped.
What is variable mode?
A swappable set of variable values per file, page, or frame implements theming inside Figma.
What is collection in Figma variables?
A grouping of variables, e.g., colors, spacing, with shared modes.
What is scoping Figma variables?
Restricting which properties a variable can bind to prevents misuse.
What is plugin API for design systems?
Figma and Sketch expose APIs letting teams build custom tooling, checks, sync scripts, code gen.
What is linting a design?
Automated checks against design conventions, color usage, spacing, naming, catches drift early.
What is Token Studio Sync?
The workflow that syncs tokens between Figma and a Git repository, allowing both sides to stay aligned.
What is the design system maturity model?
A typical progression: ad hoc style guide component library full design system mature multi-platform system.
What is stage 0 of design system maturity?
No shared system, every team builds their own UI from scratch.
What is stage 1 of design system maturity?
A static style guide, colors, type, basic guidance, not built into code.
What is stage 2 of design system maturity?
A coded component library, basic reusable components without strong docs or governance.
What is stage 3 of design system maturity?
Full design system, tokens, components, patterns, accessibility, governance, contribution model.
What is stage 4 of design system maturity?
Multi-platform/multi-brand/multi-product system with sophisticated tooling and a sustainable team.
What is the design system bus factor?
How many people would need to leave before the system collapses? Should be 1.
What is the no-name component problem?
Components without clear, consistent names confuse consumers and create duplication.
What is a component naming convention?
Rules for how components are named, singular/plural, prefix, casing, should be documented and enforced.
What is a component status?
Lifecycle stage, experimental, beta, stable, deprecated, sets consumer expectation.
What is experimental status?
A component in active design or development, API may change without warning.
What is beta status?
A component implemented but used in limited contexts, API is unlikely but may change.
What is stable status?
A component that follows SEMVer, breaking changes require a major release.
What is deprecated status?
A component scheduled for removal actively guides consumers to a replacement.
What is the changelog?
A record of every change shipped, organized by version, required for consumer understanding.
What is the migration guide?
Per version documentation on how to upgrade through breaking changes, beats code mods alone.
What is the design system office hours?
A standing time when system maintainers are available for product team questions, high leverage support channel.
What is the design system Slack/Discord channel?
A real-time channel for system support, usage patterns themselves reveal what to improve.
What is RFC in a design system?
Request for comments, a public proposal for a significant change inviting discussion before implementation.
What is design review for system contributions?
A structured review meeting where new components or changes are critiqued against system principles.
What is code review for system contributions?
Engineering review focused on API design, accessibility, performance, and consistency.
What is the contribution model?
The documented path for product teams to propose, build, and merge changes into the system.
What is the inner source approach?
Treating the design system like an open source project inside the company, open issues, public RFCs, transparent decisions.
What is the federation pattern?
Allowing product teams to maintain their own extensions on top of the core system, extensions can later promote upstream.
What is the single source of truth risk?
Forcing all decisions through one team creates bottlenecks. Distributed authority with shared standards scales better.
What is the discoverability problem?
Consumers can't find what already exists, so they rebuild it, solved by strong docs, search, and naming.
What is the search first docs principle?
Docs should be findable via the consumer's actual words, including misspellings and synonyms.
What is redirect from aliases?
Mapping common alternative names, e.g., modal dialog, to canonical doc pages, improves discoverability.
What is the API stability test?
Reviewing a proposed component API against the question, what changes would force a major version bump?
What is the prop count smell?
A component with too many props, often greater than 10, is usually trying to be many components, refactor with composition.
What is the Boolean prop trap?
Many Booleans encode component variants poorly, use a string enum, variant equals primary, secondary, instead.
What is the size prop convention?
A consistent named size scale, XS, SM, MD, LG, XL, across components, reduces cognitive load.
What is the as prop?
A prop allowing the rendered HTML element to change, button as anchor, supports semantic flexibility.
What is polymorphism in component APIs?
Components that can render as different elements while preserving styling, common in modern React libraries.
What is the accessibility audit?
A periodic deep review, often quarterly, confirming the system continues to meet accessibility standards.
What is the content audit?
A periodic review of documentation freshness, outdated docs lose trust quickly.
What is the success story practice?
Surfacing examples of teams shipping faster or better with the system drives adoption and funding.
What is the showcase practice?
Public examples of system components in real product UI proves the system works at scale.
What is the most important factor in design system success?
Real usage in real products, not the breadth of the catalog or the polish of the docs.
What is the principle make the right thing the easy thing?
The system succeeds when using it is faster and easier than going around it, adoption follows ease.